Hey, what's going on, everybody? Another episode of DMC, and we have a special guest in the building. Stay tuned to find out.
Softcore music.
Is this new?
Nah, this is like that 80s disco vibe, beach, funk wave.
Okay,
Bounce,
okay.
which is technically
What a
the name of the album.
great description.
Is funk wave bounce. So, yeah, it's like.
Reminds me of like
it's not quite
like
cornet.
summertime type. You know.
I think like beach vibes,
Oh,
like
very much.
I'm
like
feeling it,
chilling
though.
on the beach.
Oh, is that for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
When did it
Yeah,
come
man.
out,
Pharrell's
though?
like he's got like about 3 or 4 songs on this album.
Really?
Yes, you need that in
You know,
your,
he's
in
like
your rotation.
versatile too. Like
He's very
he does
versatile.
it all, you know.
And you know who
Rap,
else is versatile? Our special guest. It's your man KaaosJ.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and jumpstart this party. We got Frank Nightgame in the house.
Right.
Uh-oh.
We got Jimmy V back in the house.
Uh-oh.
We got the
Finally.
Queen always in the house.
Yeah. I like
DMC.
that. Hey, okay then.
Hey,
okay,
man.
yeah.
Hey, I got you.
So, Jimmy, were you deep in the field?
I did go back home for some time.
Nice.
I was back in the field, you know, maiden game out there. It's crazy, you know,
Yeah.
all types of
Yeah.
cougars and all stuff. Not
So,
playing with
Jimmy
you.
Hollywood was back in the town that you're from.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah. Some people was like, "Oh, Jimmy's going to Hollywood and stuff." I was like, "Stop it.
The important thing is, did you keep your workout regimen?
No, I didn't. Does it look like I dropped some
Pause,
weight?
but I couldn't tell. Pause, because I did see the video when you was Millie rocking.
Hey.
I was like,
Hey.
hey. I was
You
like,
know,
okay,
hop-
okay.
Because he's
Hop
got like
on
a 12-pack.
Hopped on the gram.
Nice.
Not cold pack.
He didn't want to be greedy. He didn't want to
full.
get the keg, so he just settled for the 12-pack. He's
But
not a greedy man.
I'm excited for our special guest though,
Right.
because what do we talk about on the show? 80% of the time, right?
Dating.
Mating and communicating.
All that good stuff. So we've got a specialist. I mean, we got pretty much the dictionary on how to get somebody, how to get somebody else. Is that the way?
Right. When you
putting it
Google
right?
pickup artist, you come up like number 2.
So
Yeah.
pretty much you got all the game, huh?
I don't think it's coming down to like I have all the game. It's basically just understanding psychology. I say that in a very humble way because in that industry, a lot of people come from a perspective of like, I'm too good or this and this. I think if I just say humble, the universe provides, or I can get 2 to 3 closes in a 24-hour time span. And for some people, they don't even get any.
What
sort
do you
of-
mean by closes?
Yeah.
And basically, full closes from like open to sex.
Okay.
And you know it's feasible. And I never thought it possible you can get laid on a one-night stand, but opposed to having 2 girls in one night or 3 girls in one night, that's a little bit different, and it's probably rare. But there's just a whole science behind that as well that I've come down to.
So for the people out there, you pretty much walk somebody step by step. Your clients, right?
Correct.
All right. So you walk them step by step in a relationship, whether you're trying to get married all the way to the end, or if you're just trying to hit.
Yeah, do you focus on one arena? Because
We have two categories.
Yes.
STRs
Right.
and LTRs.
Long-term relationship,
And we know
short-term
the
relationship.
strategies are very different,
Okay.
and mate choice and mate value
Okay.
and assessment is very different with
Okay.
those strategies. Do you focus on one or the other?
Basically, I only teach on one-on-one. So basically, it's undivided attention, customizing whatever that individual is
okay.
suffering. I basically, in the 5.5 years that I've been doing this, comes down to 3 type of guys. Type A is the guy that wants to bang everything that walks. Type
Okay.
B is the guy that's socially awkward, just got out of a relationship, a marriage, 10, 30, 40 years. And I do have clients that are in their 60s.
Wow.
And then type 3 is the guy that's looking to get into relationship and marriage. So whatever that person wants to get, like if he just wants to go out and just hit, or have that power to like approach girls at the airport or just get results and he's good. Or the guy that wants to get into a relationship, then I see, okay, this is the step to step. We're not going to go to the nightclub. We're going to more go to a grocery store, to a park, and we're going to go to multiple venues regarding just basically catering to that individual. But
So you don't make it until they order it.
correct.
Right.
Boom.
Okay.
That's pretty much
So
it.
Frank Nightgame.
Real
Have
quick
your
though.
way.
Yeah.
Kels, 1, 2, or 3. Which one are you?
Oh, see, I wasn't even.
Yeah, he's nebulous.
Yeah,
He's our
I'm-
man of mystery.
Yeah,
That's what I
like,
love about him.
Wait. You mean like what type am I
Yeah.
'Cause
now, or
he
what type? Because
pretty
see,
much
there's different
broke
phases.
it
Hold
down.
on, pause.
ABC.
There's different phases. So I've had my type A phase where I'm just trying to run through any and everything, and then I've had my type B phase where I want to settle down and get married, and I've had my type C phase where I was getting out of. Or type B or type C or whatever,
Right.
where I was getting out of a long term or actually a marriage, because I have, said on the show, I have been married before, and I wanted to just, gradually move into something, casual and maybe
Frank.
LTR.
What's he saying?
Basically,
I'm saying that
basically he's indecisive right now. Yeah.
No, but I'm not even. It's not even that. Hold on, wait. It's not even about being indecisive. I'm saying that I've been through all three of the phases.
Got you.
Yeah.
So.
But you can't choose one right now.
I'm cool right now. I'm chilling. I'm not trying to bang
None
everything.
of the
Right.
above.
Yeah.
None of
Yeah,
the
so
above.
none of the
Okay,
above.
I got
I'm
you.
cool
Right.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm not trying
Girls
to. Yeah, I'm
can't
not
answer
trying
the
to hit the
question.
streets.
And I know as a woman, here's the situation. I talk about I'm
Single
married.
woman do. Boom.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a married person, but for most of my adult life, I was not, and so I was single. And I was somebody who, I don't know if it's me, but I know a lot of women might attest. Most of my 20s, the biggest plague was basically men harassing me.
Yeah.
From outright just harassment to just like violence, like to major aggression. And I think it's very hard for men who are good men to understand what goes on when you guys are not hanging out with us. Like how crude and really, it's something that affected me deeply to the point like.
Was it like a lot of catwalking and like yelling? Was
Yeah,
it that?
and not just like, I'm not one of those people that's going to flip out if someone looks at me sideways.
Right.
If someone's
Okay.
like, wow, you look great. Like this guy the other day, he was going, that dress looks really good on you. I go, great. I go, oh, thank you. That's like, I'm that kind of woman. Like, hey, I know the difference between maliciousness and degradation and just pure like, oh, wow, cool scarf. Or like, man, you've got nice hair. I know the difference. You know what I
Got
mean?
you, okay.
But here's what you hopefully are not teaching men to harass women, right?
No, I have nothing but the level of respect for women.
Cool. See,
Everybody.
I love
Like-
that
like-
because
like
I know
anybody.
when women, I want to put it
I
out there,
want
when
him to
women hear
take us
pickup
through it
artists,
step by
they're
step.
thinking like,
I
oh
wanna find
man,
out.
I'm
You
trying
just
to
wanna
get to
dig
the
in.
bus to get to work, and there's like, so you're not sending more guys after us, are you?
No. Negative. And so
Okay.
I spent 2.5 years with I personally think was the best person in that industry, and I was able to see what clients did and didn't want.
Right,
and,
right.
And that's the reason why I decided never to take a 3-on-1. I always
Right.
wanted to do a 1-on-1 because I
Right.
care about depth versus width, and I
Okay.
want to get in depth. I think long-term relationships. I'm 31. I think 10, 30, 50-year outlook and everything that I'm doing. And will I be doing this probably at 50? Who knows? But
Right.
I think on a bigger aspect, and I teach my guys like, look, if you just do you and take care of yourself
Right.
and respect, the universe will provide. And it's not like I'm huge on the universe, but I
Right.
honestly feel like gratitude reciprocates, and I'm huge on that. And I feel like if I just respect girls, they're gonna get attracted to. They're gonna start
Right.
like. You can cultivate a relationship within a couple of dates, and then now like you just want to spend all your time with that girl. She's awesome, and it's. I'm very happy that where I'm at.
Okay, then
right now.
Frank, take us through it.
Hold
man.
on, wait. Before
Yeah.
Frank
I'm
takes
tr-
us
I'm
through
trying to
it,
learn here.
I gotta throw the ball back at your court. What type are you there, Playboy?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, I
he
know
said
he is.
something about I feel like I'm socially awkward as hell.
Yeah.
I feel like it.
But
You have your
you're single and
awkwardness.
ready to mingle.
I mean,
Okay,
hey,
you're
hey,
type A?
if
But see, are you
if
type
she-
A?
if she
Are
comes
you type B?
by my eye,
Are you know?
Are you trying to
What you
hit
mean?
everything with a pulse?
I'm not trying to hit everything,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I do
Social
do my
standards.
thing.
Yeah. You have
Right,
a social
yeah.
standard. You're not gonna go below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda,
Right,
you know.
and you know what you do. This is a tip that I think if I could morph myself into a guy body, I'd be like pulling women out of nightclubs, like left, right, and center, because I'm a woman.
Correct.
And I've thought about this and studied it. One of the best ways that a man can be more attractive to women is actually like women. I think there are men that do not like, fundamentally do not like women. It goes with women too that don't like men. And it's a subtle shift because evolutionarily, again, I am a survivor of evolutions of women that were able to detect male foe from male friend.
Right.
Women are hardwired to detect whether you are going to hurt us or you are a protector.
I'm
And if
sorry.
you are a
I
guy,
don't believe that. No.
Really? Are you talking about bad guys?
And not
I'm
all.
talking about
A lot of girls, they
fundamental.
get into those relationships and they talk about,
Oh, yeah, the
I
bad
didn't
boys.
expect him
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do this to me. like, I'm just saying.
That's a bad judgment call, and that's like base of experience that we talk about. You know, we
Like
all
Black
make
China
the
and
mistakes.
Rob was a
Oh
bad
yeah.
judgment.
No, but
Dating a broke
everybody knew that,
stripper.
though. Everybody knew that.
What could go
Except
wrong?
for Rob.
Yeah, except for Rob, the only person.
But so I think it's good that I've noticed that you focus on some of this in your materials and in your videos at franknightgame.com, and I was like, I'm telling you, that is gold. Emphasize that, because if you change your mind, if you are a guy that's trying to go out and hook up with women, but secretly you kind of hate women, most of us are going to detect right off the bat. If you're a guy that is usually when guys approach me, even as friends, because I've always been the great friend to dudes. I grew up around a lot of guys. So
you
when
be
a guy,
friend zoning a lot of dudes.
Just
The leader of the friend zone.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think that it's really important. I think
Queen
it's
of Friend
great that
Zone
you
Island.
focus on that.
Yeah,
because
and
that's a huge key.
I emphasize, and what really helped me as well. I've always been a yoga fanatic, and I've always just liked yoga just because of the exercise. And then when I started doing hot yoga, that increased my health, that my stamina. And what's the benefit of doing hot yoga, especially where I'm at in Beverly Hills? Every girl is she's just stunning, good looking.
Yeah, yeah.
But just not having that aroma there.
This is the stuff that we got to be
so-
learning.
so you-
okay?
so-
This is the stuff we got to be
It's
learning.
clearly the stuff that Jimmy wants to know.
Yoga.
So it's basically not just
Beverly
yoga.
Hills, yoga.
For me, it started just take how to get to the next level and stage and further. I started doing yoga just for me. What's in yoga? High percentage of women there and attractive women in the location that I'm at. So basically, what that did, I went there for the workout, but
Right.
what did it benefit? All that feminine energy. So when I see them hot and sweaty after a class,
Right.
5:30 in the morning, walking in like just like no makeup.
Uh-huh.
So when I approach that stunner, that good-looking girl at the nightclub,
Right.
it doesn't even faze me how tall, high heels, if she's at a table. I just go straight into that table,
okay.
and then I just go for it. And that energy by the yoga, having a lot of feminine energy. So you might not be, drawn to yoga. Just put
Right.
yourself in an environment where there's going to be a lot of more feminine energy,
Good point.
and that's going to reciprocate around.
Take
you.
notes, Jimmy.
Hey,
So
get
you're
them
gonna
notes.
Yeah.
so you're gonna build more abundance by just having more
Yeah.
females. And if it's hard for you, just like get more female friends.
You know what? I've always say I'd rather have girlfriends than
100%.
guy friends.
100%.
Because one, guys always hate envy. They want to be that dude, right?
They want to be better.
What?
It depends on who you
They
got
wanna
in
be
your
better,
circle.
right?
We've had
You're always
debates
mad.
about this, but I remember I had a friend who specifically told me he cozied up to me in college because I always had tons of women around, and he was such a cool guy, and he actually legit liked women, but he never made moves on me. And I used to call him, and he'd go to nightclubs, so he'd always be around a lot of women in
Okay.
really hot nightclubs that he probably by himself wouldn't be able to get in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. And that always is going to offer value, right? Or,
Yeah.
sex sells. Women, they're going to have easy access to the nightclubs,
Yeah.
especially if you're not that good looking. You have girls, that's going to help you out as well.
Right.
So when you offer value to the club, they're going to give you a table, they're going to give you bottles, and then
Right.
you have like a VIP treatment as well. And at the same time, too, is you could just be having female friends. And when you're having a good time, or these are
Right.
your super awesome girlfriends,
Yeah.
that you're having a good time, they're dancing on you, the external people around, just your value is through the roof, that
Right.
you don't even have to just say anything. Once you're out with your girlfriends in the front, the girls are walking by, they're most likely seeing you having a good time. That's the
Right.
reason why I always wear either white pants or a colored shirt when I'm
Right.
out and about, because you stand out opposed to just wearing any dark shirt, like just anything dark that's just gonna blend in with all the other wallflowers that are just like this.
yeah.
Just like that's not gonna, like, this position is not gonna work when you're on about. Like, you gotta be the one that's just like, I don't. As soon as I walk
Right.
in, I'm
'Cause you're
in
sticky.
filled.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
association with women, just to reiterate to guys, just to understand the strategy, is that it's the good housekeeping seal of approval. Women have already given you the thumbs up, correct? Is
Yeah.
that it? So it's an
Yeah.
association thing. So you're safe. Also, that there's something about you that you're getting these certain level of women around you, so that brings you up. Is that
Yeah.
it? Is there anything I'm missing?
Yeah, basically I'm working on myself, on a daily basis, as in
Right.
like my yoga, my fitness, and everything else in between, to have that stamina, that good energy.
Right.
So then after that, the energy, like I basically say it, two things: get your mind right, whatever it is that you're working on, and your energy, and then whatever it takes to get your mind right of it. It's getting that workout. The first 5 minutes are the most important in your day. If you start your day off in the first 5 minutes correctly, I think you're gonna have a great day. And I start with my exercise. No matter if I haven't slept, I still make it to my class, but from 6 to 7, and then from there,
This is
I
your
just keep
yoga
going.
class?
Yeah, like yoga every morning, 6 to 7 a.m. Like that's my thing. Like, it has to be done every day.
Got you. Okay. So for those people out there that would want to get in contact with you, whatever, break down the process of becoming one of your clients.
Basically, you can reach out to me. I'm very accessible. You can contact me directly on my website. My personal number is there. I literally have a direct number just so people can reach out and like call me, and like I'm there for you. Like I want to get in depth, so anybody just call me. Like just call me and I'll help you. Like
So,
like I mean,
Hit him on the cellular.
yeah. The number's there.
This is a guide to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the biggest mistake that guys make? Some of them. I know there's probably a lot.
That's
but
good.
Some of them. Is that too long?
Oh, and I got another great question
Okay,
for you that
so-
we've spoken
Okay.
about.
Biggest arenas. Where are they really falling down the most? Bad expectations. personal-
Judging themselves from everybody else.
Okay.
Pretty much
yeah.
judgmental from everybody else. Like
Thinking
that's
you're not as good as
Yeah.
like, the next person.
Or basically comparing yourself to others.
appearance.
As opposed to just, you are your own person, so
Yeah.
Okay.
there is no comparison.
And then having expectations like tonight I gotta get laid or I gotta get a number.
Oh,
I always say this: trade your expectations for appreciation, and your whole life will change. And I mean that. So whatever expectations you have going out or anything, like before coming on to the show, there's no expectations, just appreciation that you have this opportunity. So when I go out, I say two things as soon as I walk in. God, it feels good to be home, because like the nightclub is what made me. Like my first 2.5 years with my mentor, like I went out just about every single night. So the nightclub, and that's the reason why from Frank Nightgame is because the night game got me good. So when I walk into any social environment, specifically nightclubs, I say, God, it feels good to be home. And then second thing is nobody knows me except the people that I walked in with, either my camera crew or my client, and then that's pretty much it. That's it. No one in that venue offers value to me at all. I don't care if you're the owner. You don't offer value. Like this is my reality, and I'm like going out is educational for me, and the sexual part is just the icing on the cake. And believe me, there's a lot of icing.
Okay, so boom, I got something. I have a few things. So you go out and you say the nightclub that's your realm, that's your, I'm home.
That's the office. Okay.
Okay, that's the office, that's the home, that's the everything.
Yeah.
Okay. At what point, because you deal with clients from like you said, from the 20s to 60s, well, at what point do you start to sway some of your older clients out of the club and into other areas? Because I feel like at a certain point, and me and some of my friends, we have these discussions, and there's an ongoing debate about what age is too old to go to the club. Like, what age is it? And for me, my theory is, it's not necessarily that there's an age where you have to stop going to the club, but your frequency is going to need to change.
Right.
As you get past a certain age, your frequency needs to change, and then there needs to be somewhat of a reason for you to go if you're going to go more than once or twice in a month. And that's just my personal opinion, because if you're like 40 and some change, unless you're popping because you're a public figure, you're a celebrity, why are you in a club like that? Because I feel like, to me, you look thirsty. So my question to you, Frank, is at what age do you say, yo, I'm gonna help you get these women, I'm gonna help you close, but we kind of need to take you out of the club because that's not your neighborhood anymore?
Correct.
Or do you believe that at all?
Out of my trainings, if it's a 3, 5, 7 day, even a 30-day for like the high-end clients, it basically comes down to like, we're gonna at least do 1 day in the club, so I can show you what the possibility is. And then basically, if you can survive, this is quite simple. If you could survive the nightclub, you can survive anything. And what I mean by that, high stimulus, you have smoke, you have lights, you have all these tables, you have all the unattractive girls on the perimeter, you have all the dudes on the dance floor, and all the hotter looking women are all on the tables because they're getting sucked into that, because the more better looking you are, quite simple, you're going to get better service. And that's what it comes down to. So I show them basically at least one night in the club. From if it's a 3, 5, 7 day training moving on forward, we're going to do one night club so you can see the potential that's out there. But I need to show you, and at the same time too, is you got to be able to like pick up here, and if you can pick up here, then you can pick up anywhere else. Pumping gas, it does not matter where you're at, you can pick up a girl. But the nightclub is probably the hardest place. That's it. Like, you go.
Why is it the hardest place?
like I said, you have loud music. Basically, you
There's
gotta
like
come
so many
like
like
we're rapping.
other- yeah,
like,
right,
we're right
gotcha.
here. I'm whispering her sweet Jesus on her left side as she's getting sexually aroused. Because when you talk to a girl right here, besides you talking,
okay.
she's getting sexually aroused at that point. So it's like a double whammy at once. And then the physicality.
Oh,
From the beginning,
I might become a client over here.
it builds up.
Nah.
So you can get a lot.
No, but there's a lot of techniques that you've like learned. Like, is this all from failing, doing it again? Like, where'd you get all this research from?
Yeah, what compelled you to get into this?
Is it like life experiences and you just kept going and going?
Well, remember, he trained as an understudy
trained.
with a master pickup
But
artist.
something
Okay.
compelled you to get into this arena.
Correct. So, quite simple. You said it, failure. I love failure. I don't like easy stuff. I like the hard stuff.
Yeah.
So when I open a girl and she's ready to go, like I'm not there to get laid. I want the obstacle. So when the girl's like, my friends, guys are just they're gonna walk away. Me, I was like, introduce me to your friends. I've got a boyfriend.
That's good.
I'm married, but
That's
like
good.
I want the challenge. I want the hard because that's where you're gonna learn is from the failure.
Yeah.
So throw all that to me. So the hotter women you attract, sometimes it could be really easier than the mediocre girls. So that's where I play into. It's calibration at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Where I spent 2.5 years pretty much like almost every single day and with the best guy, in my opinion, at that time in that industry. And he wasn't the best guy in that like to game and get girls, but every other aspect he had solid in his life. So then I surrounded myself, and then the token of the whole internship with them was like the girls. So like the reward was like getting the girls once you start working on yourself on a daily. Because I didn't get into this because of the girls. It's because I was depressed, drinking 10 weeks straight at the end of 2011.
Ooh, that's
and
interesting right there.
So I was pretty much depressed for 10 weeks from like mid-October all the way to New Year's 2012. And then I spent the whole entire day, night, till the sunrise. I went for that kiss with that girl. I didn't even get the makeout. And at that point, that's when I realized I needed help. I wasn't disappointed because I didn't get the makeout. I was more disappointed because I knew, like, this is it, you know? And 3 weeks later, on January 19, 2012, I went to my first free seminar, and the rest is history. And I took all that time. I moved in my mom's garage, and I just went to every seminar, like, around the U.S., and then I just... after them seeing me, so much offering value. Yeah.
Interesting about that story is a lot of guys would settle just for the kiss, and they like, oh, you know, hey, I got the kiss, whatever. But you were wanting more, expecting more. So then you said, because of that, I'm gonna go get trained on this.
That was pretty much it. Like I was already watching videos because of the depression, drinking almost every single day.
Yeah.
But I still went to work for like 10 weeks, honestly. And then that New Year's was like, this is it. So that drive from Mexico back to LA, I was like, what has to be done? And then I saw a couple days later there was an event. I signed up January 19th in Los Angeles. And then from there, like two things that got me motivated. The owner, the speaker, he said simply when he spent an internship with one of the best guys at his time in the early 2000s, and when he went to learn as much as he can, and he had the opportunity, he went and he implemented it. And then second, from the instructor that spent 2 years as an intern with him, that was his first seminar. He said basically how he got good is because he stopped drinking, and that's the reason why, like, since New Year's 2012 I've been sober, and that's the reason why, like, going on 6 years strong, I'm not drinking any alcohol, because that is not sustainable, and a lot of guys will tend to alcohol, but
Because they need the
liquid
courage.
Yeah,
exactly.
and it's
you're
not
saying
sustainable. No alcohol.
You don't
None.
even need it.
I don't even need it, because at the same time too is like, let's just say at the end of the night when everyone's intoxicated, just beyond belligerent drunk.
Yeah.
That's my peak. That's my prime time. So
Right, because everybody else is off their game.
They're
not
just
on their
off.
toes.
They're
and
just off, and I'm just like I'm just sniping the area, and I just find my right window, tap, boom, let's get out of here, and I just go, and that's it, because women want men, they want wolves, they don't want a sheep, they don't want a little boy. And that's where you got to put on the big boy pants and just step up.
Oh,
wow!
Dropping
How
gems.
does a guy find his legs between being the wolf and a guy who is like introverted and just a quieter guy who wants to meet girls?
That's good.
It's a weird jump, isn't it? It can be an uncomfortable jump.
Is it?
It really is.
Is it a switch?
No, it's work that has to be done, because the guy that spends 12 hours on the computer and then goes out, it's like he's just off.
Yeah.
Plus, the guy's just
I've seen
socializing
it.
and what have you, and that's the
Yeah.
reason why, like, before or after training anybody, I was like, you need to take action every day. Like, give yourself 3 interactions. And honestly, if you just make this little commitment by doing 3 interactions every single day, you're going to be good for the rest of your life. And
Step it up, Jimmy.
Apparently,
3 interactions.
Exactly.
Do you have to
interactions.
close or just interact?
3 interactions.
So
What
it can
is
be if
just
I'm a
You
guy,
build. You build.
If I
Text, a
talk to
call.
the girl in the Starbucks, that counts as one. I'm a dude.
You build.
And-
Like, yeah, you start by just, like, if you're, like, the most awkward person, you just start building by 3 interactions every day.
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
it. Just 3 interactions every day,
All right, so
and you should be good.
break
You get the
down
numbers?
these 3 interactions. Is it like a text?
Can we
Is
get
it
the
a
live
call?
chat up, please?
Oh yeah, the chat. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what it comes down to, the 3 interactions, specifically, what do you want to know regarding the 3?
Well, you just said do 3
interactions, yeah.
every day. I just
Depends
wanna know,
on where
like,
the
what-
individual's
what
at,
other-
quite simply, right? So it
Yeah.
depends on like how aggressive he needs to pick up on this. So it comes
Yeah.
down to, like, look, you go out to Starbucks, you get a number, great, then follow up. So you
Right.
get a number, you don't follow up, then what's what's the benefit? Like,
Right.
you get the number, follow up, and that's it. Like, you got to be persistent. But guys will get numbers, and they'll keep working on that, and then after that they'll reach out, and I'm like, okay, now you have to, like, follow up and then be more persistent. People are busy. They don't call you back. Don't get, like, you need to have abundance. You need to have at least 1 girl for each day of the week to not be so needy with the girl. And it's possible, like the song, you can have a girl for each day of the week.
Now, all right. So, okay, we'll touch on this in just a second. So when you say you need to have a girl for each day of the week, are you saying you need to be closing a girl each day of the week, or are you saying you just simply need to have interactions, physicality, and whatever goes in between those lines with a girl each day of the week?
Everything. You need to at least be having a solid girl each day of the week that you're seeing, so you're not all needy. And that's the reason why, like I would say,
gotcha,
never see a
yeah.
girl. I'm guilty for it, but I'm at a different point in my life. But simply what it comes down to is, if you're starting this, you at least have to have a different girl that you're at least talking to, and maybe even potentially closing. But don't talk to Sydney or Jennifer every day. Talk to them just like, be busy, have different, people. Just don't be so available.
Don't be so thirsty.
Exactly. Females
Stop
so
the
available.
thirst.
Yeah.
And girls will sense that off the get. The more attractive she is,
Yeah.
sometimes they're actually clueless. Depends on where you're at. But
Right.
It really comes down to just don't be so back and forth with them. Unless you really know that this is a girl you like and you enjoy time. Hey, but everybody has
So
different
basically, when it comes to, we'll keep it on the digital front. You're texting in and out. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Okay, cool. Out. Not, hey, so how's your day? What'd you have for lunch? You had salad?
right.
So basically, is that what you're getting at? Is keep
the
at least keep
the
some of your
mystery,
interactions
right?
short, so it's just like boom, I'm gonna say
actually
something to
heard
you
about this,
and
actually.
then back out and keep going because I'm busy, as opposed to just as soon as she replies back, you're constantly replying back.
Oh, I
And you're
can't
keeping the
stand
conversation
that. That's
going.
the worst. And it's funny because, again, going back to singledom, because I studied this. I was not just a
Okay.
woman on this planet. I was a
Yes.
observer of the human condition.
Okay.
And this is the thing, when you talk about sheep, there was something that used to annoy me. It was when someone didn't take initiative very quickly. If there's been a connection,
You have to be a closer.
very quickly,
yeah.
okay, let's meet for drinks after work. I'm traditional in the sense that I am not going to typically make moves. I am not going to
Yeah.
come after you. It's a meta communication thing. I'm assuming I want you to do that. I do not want to be the alpha in the situation. That's not my bag. But guys would be like, "You want to talk?" I'm like, "No, dude, I don't want to talk. Are you a chick?" Do you know what I mean? So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
guys,
Easy.
don't worry if you connect
So
with
she-
a woman. Just be like, "Hey,
yeah.
let's have a drink after work tomorrow." Done. Like quick. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Do you
I'm
agree?
that type of woman, though.
That's okay. So back to back to that. Simply, what it comes down to is one of the questions I asked from the get. I asked like my deep questions within the first 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes max, because that's going
Right.
to determine what route I'm going to take. Quite simply, I'm going to ask
Okay.
the girl, "Are you dominant or submissive?" And then when she tells me she's dominant submissive, that's going to lead into multiple things. She might be thinking already sexually. Then hey, are you submissive? Or she's like, "No, I'm dominant submissive." And I start going to that 50 Shades of Grey route.
Okay.
Or she might just be like overall in general. So that determines a lot. So basically, regarding that, I'll ask from the get, "Are you dominant or submissive?" Boom.
No, so if
That's
they
one of my
say
questions.
dominant, you lead which way?
then I come up and then I go for a hair grab, and then that's where I calibrate depending on the eye contact, the indicators of interest. She's pulling her hair and stuff like that.
Right.
Then she says dominant, then I go immediately to the inside of her hair, and then I pull it, and if I see that she's lighting up, then I go 2 hands, and then I see if she's physical.
Okay, now have you
when-
had some situations? Hold on,
A-Dog,
hold on, wait,
bro.
yeah, go. Okay, well, shout out to Trinity Boy
Yeah.
and shout out to A-Dog, who definitely wants to meet a lady like Constance. He said
At a
you're a very
Sade
beautiful lady at a Sade Lounge.
Trinity
Word up.
Boy.
We need a Sade Lounge
need a
around these
Sade
parts. I
Lounge.
don't think we have one of those.
We should
I
get
don't
one.
think so.
Trinity Boy mentioned,
Okay, go ahead. No, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, Trinity Boy mentioned he's 33,
Okay.
and he's not really into the club scene anymore. He's more into the lounge with music, which I think is a great venue to
Amazing.
meet people.
Amazing.
And so is A-Dog, apparently.
Yeah. No, the lounges are amazing. It's more laid back. It's chill.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Like, I think a lounge. I think like the Delano Hotel in Miami Beach. Like, great environment. I love that place.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could like bond long and get to know a girl. So definitely, like, you don't have to, but I always say put yourself once in a while in a loud atmosphere where there's so much chaotic things. Just go up for that challenge. Anything that challenges you, like, just get out of that comfort zone. Quite simply, at the end of the day.
Okay, so wait, back to what I was going to say.
Yes.
The challenge. Okay, real talk, because you just said you're going to reach on the inside
I
and grab some
know.
hair. How often does that really work? Because I feel like
Every time.
low key,
Like
like
10
if,
for 10?
and it's not even a matter of confidence, because if I were on the market and I was confident, then I could see. But I just feel like you going in to reach for a chick's hair at the
You'll
club,
get slapped.
right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Or she going,
You'll get
what
slapped.
you doing? Like, wow,
So this
like
is very interesting.
So
Physicality
yeah,
is interesting. You talk about physicality in
Physicality
your
and
videos.
I'm not rolling on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I'm not rolling,
Yeah,
Frank.
dude, I gotta
It's-
tell you.
I need you to convince me
Yeah.
how you just grab a chick by the hair. I'm not rolling on that one, bro.
Hair is like fight. That's like fighting talk to me. My hair is very.
all right.
personal.
Let him explain.
It'll be good. I
Let
think
him
you'll have a good
explain.
answer.
Okay, so where you're at right now saying this, right, you're going to be at a different place after one drink. You're going to be at a different place later in the night when you're more loosened up, not thinking about work, not thinking about show. So where you're at right now, you're going to be in a different place in an hour, 2 hours,
Yeah.
5 hours, an hour before bed. You're going to be at a different place. Depends on where you're at hormonal. Like, it's going to be a different perspective. Now, going back to that as well on a detail, like more detailed, it's called calibration, right? So I'm not going to just roll up and just grab a girl by the hair.
Okay.
Eye
Yeah.
contact is everything. I don't flinch. Like when I'm talking to a girl and I have 2 guys rolling up on me, like the moment you react to either guy, you are done, because when you churn, she's churning, and it's pretty much done. So I just don't flinch. So what I mean by that is when I roll up to you, I make eye contact. Hey, how's it going? Cool. I'll come up for a spin.
Okay, good.
I'll come up for a spin, and then
Cool.
depends on if she lights up, if she's smiling like she is now, the eye contact solid, then I might pull her close to me, but I'm never squared up with her. I'm kind of like in a fighter sense. I can be coming back and forth, calibration, but I never lose eye contact with her. And then I'm like, boom, by the way, this is my go-to, and this is the way why it's guaranteed 99% to work.
Okay.
I asked him, quite simple, this one question: is your hair naturally this straight, or is your hair naturally this curly? And that's going to allow you, by you asking that question, is your hair naturally this straight or this curly? She's going to tell you, it's, believe it or
I'm
not.
not laughing at you. I'm
good.
laughing at
It's
Jimmy
good.
because he's
It's
getting his
good.
phone and taking notes.
Let's go. You just asked him this question.
Is
By the
your
way,
hair-
is your hair
Yeah,
naturally?
that's why that's
So
good.
I mean, don't she has straight hair? But like, hey, is your naturally this straight or this curly? She's like, well, it's kind of straight. So I was like, let me see. And then that's when you come in. I like to go from the right side, come up. If I could actually demonstrate.
Yeah,
Okay.
because this is actually good. I'm like
Okay.
just changing my
get
stance
the
on
full.
this.
Okay. So
Because women like to talk about hair. I do. So if
Yeah.
a guy was like, how's your? I'm like, well, let me tell you.
Okay.
It was really wavy and now it's straight.
I really copy that down.
Okay, but
See-
Jimmy, I'm gonna need you to not do that to a sister. I'm just saying, 'cause you will catch one.
Like,
Of
this
those.
is fresh weave. What you think you're doing?
that
I
is
just put this in.
Right, 5 hours.
I've
and-
gotten that as well, and this is where I
Yeah,
got to calibrate for the
oh,
African American women with the weaves and stuff like that.
There's
Is
a lot
as
of
soon as
women.
I can tell if it's a weave or not. Majority of the times when
Yeah,
I don't, as
yeah.
soon as I go in, I don't even. I back off. I back off because that's one thing you don't want to mess with the
good.
weave.
Pay
It's
attention
just
to that.
it's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
paying attention to details, not just going in and like no.
Yeah.
So let's just say just
Okay.
average. Depends on the environment. I'll come up and I was like briefly. By the way, is your hair naturally this straight or this curly? She's like, oh, it's actually this straight. She's like, no, you gotta be kidding. I was like, yeah, let me see. And then I'll come up always through the right side and the inside.
Yeah.
And then if she's liking it, she's smiling, then I'll kind of grab it with just like a few of my fingers, and then I'll
Right.
pull. She's liking it, she's smiling and what have you. And then they usually always light up. And if they light up, that's when this hand is here, I'll come up over here on this side, and now I have her here.
Hey, that's
But
my
see what I-
co-host
see-
now,
So,
okay.
so what I'm doing right here is like my hands are pulling, and if she's dominant from the very beginning, then I'll kind of yank it. And
that shows dominance.
That shows dominance, and now she's like, I'm gonna mess with this dude, or she's like, here's an alpha. He's gonna put me where I want to be, and then I just back off. And if she really likes it, she's lit up, then that's when after one set, boom, second set, boom, and if she's light up, then like boom, I saw this in a movie, I've always wanted to try it, and you go for that makeup, but you never flinch, you always maintain eye contact, and if she's looking away, I could be nervous, or she could just be like, okay, this is weird, but how to identify it?
Exactly, like
how to identify if this is getting weird, if her shoulders, or she's like this, she's like kind of like scared.
Like she's scared.
But if she's like loosening up and like lively and with it,
and she kind of
like
leans in,
and she leans in, and she's just like glowing, then that's when there's your execution, and then that can go from like now hands on the waist, you're making out.
This is interesting.
If she's ready to go, then you can just be like, let's just get out of here. And by me saying this thing, by just like from like boom, 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 let's get out of here, boom, autopilot. Most likely, all women are just gonna grab their arm, and you just lead. As a man, you should always be leading and making the plan all the single time, and that's the reason why, like, let's get out of here. She might like be contemplating on the way out the venue or to the next, like, oh, where are we gonna go? Then that's when pretty much you got to take initiative. She throws you an objection, which I love. Then like, okay, boom, take a step back, calibrate.
Oh, yes. How do you handle the rejection?
I don't think there's a rejection. I think there's
the
roadblock.
The
When they throw you a roadblock, quite simple, is be a solution maker. In me, whatever you throw at me in every aspect of my life, just have a solution. Just have a solution. Else, After being like literally deep in this like 5.5 years, like deep, like this is like what I do like daily. This is my life. Yeah. I have a solution for everything. She's like, oh, here, my friends are over here, or I have to, I gotta meet up with my boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, introduce me. And then that's just compliance test. Basically, at this point in my life right now, everything a woman says in the terms of the pickup scene, it's a shit test, aka it's just a compliance test. Everything a girl says, consider everything a compliance. I don't believe what I hear, and I believe half of the things that I see. So anything that she says, I really don't believe it. I just keep moving forward, but at the same time too, so I can calibrate.
I like this guy. Yeah, this is interesting. Got you.
Yeah. So when you do talk to guys, and you do encourage them, if I understand it right, to actually up their game. So work on personal self-improvement.
Yes.
What's a few ways that you suggest that someone should work on themselves?
Number one, change your eating habits. Honestly, change your eating habits. Watch the things that you put in your body. All this greasy food, potato chips and sodas. I suggest
McDonald's is a no.
Negative. No.
Burger King.
No, negative. Look, there's only one exception. Unless you got a 12-pack and you're ripped, that's gonna always bring, or you're a big dude. That's always gonna grab women no matter what. I'm not the best looking dude. Right. I know that I understand where I'm at, and I emphasize to say everybody, female friends and my clients. There's going to be always someone better looking than you, and that has always more money than you. You got to understand that. Like, you got to be comfortable in your own skin. Once you pass that point, now start taking care of yourself. I already passed that point where I don't judge myself with anybody. Now it's like, watch the stuff that I put into my body. Clean meats, a lot of vegetables. I juice. I take some supplements. I just basically, I want to have a lot. Like, my sex drive is through the roof. I'm always thinking about that. So when it comes down to it, it's like, I want to be able to perform. But if you're drinking alcohol, which is not sustainable, at least for myself, it's just not sustainable at the end of the day. So minimize the alcohol. If you did drugs, nuke that. All these bad habits, nuke that, so you can have a better life. So number one, change your eating habits. Just watch what you put in your mouth, really, at the end of the day. Second is do some sort of physical activity on a daily. Give yourself 30 minutes. What I mean by 30 minutes, just as soon as you wake up, you should just go for a run, like around the block 10 times or something. Like, do something. So number one, change your eating habits. Second, do physical activity at least 30 days, especially if you want to have more women in your life, because you're going to...
Basketball.
Anything physical activity that's going to you get your heart rate jacked. And then third, do your 3 sets every single day, your 3 interactions.
3 sets referring to a text, a phone call.
Text as in the form of just like... sets as in interactions. That's what the term sets. It's just interactions. So go do your 3 sets. Just walk out, Starbucks, the street. Just talk to a girl. If you're driving and you're busy, which most of us are spending a lot of time on our phones, don't be on your phone when you pull up to the light, and then just have the girl next to you roll down her window and just chat her for like 15 seconds, or just tell her she's good looking and you want to take her out to the best tacos. Like, I'm very minimal.
Okay, now I get that, and that's pretty good, and I could, but the problem now is that at every stoplight, you can look over at on your left or your right, and people are on their damn phones. So how do you even make that happen?
Honk the horn. That's it. Honk the horn.
Get
Until you
their
grab their
attention.
attention.
Okay, all
That's
right.
it.
There you go.
That's pretty much it. But I actually want to relay back
Frank,
once.
man.
So what I want to, I never got to answer your question regarding the whole texting and what have you. Don't text. Like, just don't text. Like, call. Like, maybe it's because
We say that on the show.
He's a big caller, yeah.
call. I call. I'm in depth. I call. That is going to separate you quite simple from
It's
the
alpha.
it's basically by calling, it's going to separate you from the boys to the men. It's quite simple. One day you need to put on the big boy pants and call. And you're
That's
gonna have
it. I'm sending no more texts. I'm only calling.
Yeah.
Now on.
Calls
That's
only for
it.
Jimmy
It's
V.
it's a
I'm
very
calling.
dominant. It's a very manly type of thing. Women were a few women were just talking about this. They go, it's so bizarre that it's hard to even get to the first point, meaning a date, because the guy has messed up so much before that
Too
by
much,
like
yeah.
not following up or like
Yeah.
not being like, yeah, we're doing this. I'll see you at 7. I'll pick you up here. Being like weird, where like a woman has to kind of go after a guy who's asked her out. That's already like wah, from a
Gotcha.
female
How's that
perspective.
again,
You
Constance?
said,
How's that again? Can we get that demonstration again?
Frank, you
Like,
said
yeah.
something interesting. You said the guy with the muscles is already at an advantage.
100%.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Only temporarily, majority of the times, because he can have a rock body, he's solid, but he might not be able to perform sexually, number one, and quite simple second, there's nothing to back him up besides that. As
He may
like
not
his
have
good-
personality or
he
something.
ain't having no personality. So I'll be just this lean guy, flying underneath the radar with my high waters, comfortable in my own skin,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, boom, boom, I'm present, I lead, I'm a closer, and I do whatever it takes. Ask me, can you close every girl? I confidently believe if I have the right amount of time with any girl, I will close that deal.
Yo,
Okay.
But that's what it
I'd
comes down
love
to.
to put this to the test. Like, we should do like a follow-up show. I don't know.
Okay,
Now
okay,
you
fair
were
enough.
part of like. Do you want to talk about you? He was a choreographer. He's a man of many trades. Is it? We can yay it or nay it.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean,
think
it's
it's
just
so
it's just
interesting.
kind of boring at this
It's
point.
boring?
It's
Okay.
okay, basically just real short. At one point, I did similar to some of the things that you've done. With me being a choreographer and a prior dancer or whatnot, I would help a lot of guys.
Knew you dance.
Yeah, man. A lot of guys would want to learn how to dance because they felt like that would be a good way to break the ice with women in clubs. So I would kind of go and I would do in-home one-on-one sessions, teaching them how to dance, simple basics. And then we would do field tests where I would take them out to the club and I would obviously, in addition to the dance lessons, give them a few pointers on talking to women and things like that. So I've got some experience. I don't have all the science and the technical terms and all that. But my question for you is, do you have women clients as well?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
So you only
so
have
males
okay.
only.
No,
See, because
only
I have a couple women clients.
Yeah.
Got you.
Because they want to learn how to dance. They didn't know how to dance. So, them not knowing how to dance made them feel like they were slightly more awkward in the club. Because most guys want to dance. And they wanted to be able to feel sexy and dance too. But that's where me being a dancer kind of changes it up. Because
Got you.
that for me, when I was teaching, that was my in as opposed to just, science.
You're feeling good. You have
Right.
good energy. You're in your own state. You're having a good
Right.
time. Like sometimes, I'll be at the club for like 2 hours just having a good time with or without a girl. And then as
Right.
soon as I walk out the dance floor, boom, hey. And then that's the girl that I spend for the rest of the night. And I might cultivate a relationship, but she's, but quite simple. Like you're in your own zone, and that's what I say. Whatever it takes to get into your peak performance, that's key. So
You
that's
hear that,
actually-
Trini boy? Do you get in your zone, bro?
Yeah.
Because he says he loves to dance. So
There
shout
you
out to
go,
Trini
yeah.
boy, A dog.
Absolutely,
Thank you guys
A-Dog.
for joining us.
Yeah, I have to find out about the. There was this idea. It was one of your videos. You were talking about energy. So it's like I think it's very important to stress to guys going out and having fun and being a guy who's like emanating joy and happiness. That really attracts women.
You gotta have a hobby, honestly. And I always say, whatever it takes for you to get into your zone, whatever it takes. For me, I discovered skydiving about almost 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's been the best time of my life, and I'm gonna do that for the rest of my life. And that's the best thing. So when I'm out skydiving, I have appreciation for life. So then when I go out and talk to a girl, she could just, the energy is everything. She's gonna feel the energy. So when I'm talking about skydiving, about my jump, she's interested. I mean, it's kind of a crazy, hobby to have, but just it's quite simple. Get a hobby, enjoy it, be passionate about it, and try different hobbies. And then you find what you like, do it. So then when you're with a girl, you have something that you're passionate at talking about, and you're just going to be glowing because you're talking about, if it's kite surfing, riding a bike, then she's going to be like, wow, this guy's like passionate about something. Honestly, women are going to appreciate somebody that just has a passion for something and a drive. If you're just not doing nothing, then get a hobby and take it from that step forward.
Yeah.
There you go. Man.
Likewise.
Okay. Man, Frank, you came on the show. You blessed us with a few gems. We want to thank you for coming on. Where can the people find you if they want additional information on hiring you?
So my current information website is franknightgame.com. I'm transitioning within the next month to pickupdecoded.com, but my YouTube channel is pickupdecoded.com, and my personal number is on the website as well. So
are you on Twitter, Instagram?
Yeah, but I'm not aggressively on that yet.
Yeah,
so basically,
because I was going to ask you about your Twitter.
Yeah, you're big on Twitter.
Your Twitter's low-key like R-rated, bro.
Yes.
I was going to ask you about that.
It's not woman-friendly. I figured someone hacked it. I don't know. We could
but no. Frank hacked it.
But that's not
I mean, it's all Frank, clearly. But
it's not
I was
Frank's,
like, whoa, like Frank took it to a whole new level.
Really? I got to see it. Okay.
It was not consistent with your other messages, which I think are women-friendly and women-positive.
Yeah, so I have nothing but respect for women.
Yeah,
honestly. And if you
cool.
have respect for women, you're going to have much more women in your life.
It's a fundamental thing. It's a
really
weird mind ninja.
You're an entrepreneur.
We will be more attracted to guys that are our friends.
And that was the question I was going to ask, but we can talk about that offline.
Yeah.
All right. And, of course, that is our show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I've been your host, Jimmy V. Twitter, Instagram, at Be Your Own Dad. Let the people know where they can find you at.
Absolutely.
And it's your man, Kaos Jones, KaaosJ on Twitter, Chaos_Oceans31. Oceans, why? Because your boy's so wavy.
Yes, and thank you for hanging out with us. It is Constance Dunn, at Constance Dunn, of course, Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, lots to think about. So do join us, chat, ask questions, whatnot. Thanks again.
Thank you.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.